Good afternoon, ladies and gents, boys and girls. Adam Flynn here, sub-franchisor for the Biggin and Scott Network, also the CEO of Biggin and Scott Knox, for this week's edition of On the Couch, which is, it's been about sort of 2.5 weeks since we did the last edition of On the Couch, as I've been travelling back and forth from Melbourne to Sydney because I'm about to, Emma and I are about to have a little baby boy, so who is due on Thursday next week. So back to Sydney on Monday, which is really exciting, and we're really pumped for that. She's healthy and well, and everything's going according to plan, so she's doing an amazing job. But with regards to what's happening in Victoria at the moment, and I guess this is reason for concern for some people, including Emma, in regards to me being back here and commuting back to New South Wales in respect to the borders closing. So I've got an exemption for that, so that's all okay. But what's happening now in Victoria is that there's talk about stage 4 restrictions. Now, what does that mean? We've already had the lockdown reimposed. The good thing about that from a business perspective, well, not good thing about that, but the good thing for certain businesses in that respect is that with our business at Biggin and Scott Knox, businesses that have the ability to pivot quickly when change happens can do very, very well in changing climates. And what I mean by that is the minute our guys heard the news that restrictions were being reimposed and it was now locked down again, it was almost in the next breath, we went straight back to what we were doing when the lockdown was imposed the first time. So we did not miss a beat. So the strategies in regards to private inspections, the dialogue around that, the strategies in respect to off-market transactions went into play pretty much the second they were reimposed. So for businesses that have the ability to pivot quickly, given the circumstance, which is can't be changed, everybody's in the same boat, will do okay and will do fine and will thrive in some degree in a challenging market. The ones who sit there and say, oh no, what are we going to do now, and really indulge in the pity party, will struggle. And that's in all aspects of life. That's just not business, that's just life. When things happen, you need to be able to pivot quickly and adjust to where the wind is blowing, adjust the sails to where the wind is blowing, not just sit there and think, oh no, poor me, because the reality is a lot of people are in exactly the same position. So that's the first thing. So with regards to, once again, adapting quickly strategies, that's not just from the sales department, that's also the rental department. So having our property management portfolio equipped to be working both here at the premises and away from the premises, things like open for inspections and how we conduct those, videos for our properties that are going to market, and all those things. So not just the sales division and the sales department, in the next breath have strategically adapted to the changes, but also our property managers have done the very same thing. So it's just, we've gone back, we thought it was loosening up and it did. It's now gone back. So straight away, we haven't wasted any time. We've gone back to the strategies and systems that we had adopted and really, had learned to embrace on the first lockdown. The other thing I want to touch on is people who have conspiracy theories. So I've heard a lot of people, I've seen it on social media. I personally don't have a Facebook personal page anymore. But when I was on there, I saw a lot of people have these conspiracy theories about coronavirus and this and that, and it was all bullshit and blah, 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 blah. I think that from my experience as a human being, people that tend to have conspiracy theories tend to be a bit stupid. That just tends to be the way it works. They tend to think that this is going on and that's going on, and they tend to be the sort of people who, if you put somebody in front of them and they said something compelling, whatever it might be, those people would be gullible enough to believe what they are saying. So what I would say is that For those who thought coronavirus was a big conspiracy, look what's happening in Victoria at the moment. Clearly, that is not the case. We are, I think there was 270 cases in the last 24 hours, unless, of course, the conspiracy is just in Victoria alone as opposed to the rest of Australia. But that aside, I've said what I need to say there. But yeah, look, everyone's in the same boat, in the Victorian marketplace, or the regions that have the staunch restrictions on them as it currently stands. So keep your head up, your shoulders back. At Big and Scott Knox, we are here for business. We have the strategies in place to make sure that we are equipped to still get you fantastic results from a sales point of view or a property management point of view. I hope you all keep well, and there will be a light at the end of the tunnel. We just need to keep soldiering forward. But thank you all for your time, and have a wonderful day. Cheers.